I'm Diane Dean, and I'd like to welcome you to the Art League as a new member. This presentation was developed so that you could learn a little bit more about the Art League, either before becoming a member or before your first new member meeting. I will be going over some of our programs and information about the Art League, and then you'll be able to attend a new member meeting and meet some of the program chairs and board members and other new members. I'd like to start, though, first with our mission. The Art League is a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to promote, encourage, and develop an appreciation for all forms of visual art by providing an opportunity for interaction and growth within our entire community. So we do service not only Henderson County, but surrounding communities in Western North Carolina as well. The Art League has been around for quite a while. We were founded in 1972 as a nonprofit organization. Over the years, the organization grew and shrunk and grew, and it had shrunk to about 80 people in 2018. We brought in some new leadership right at the time that COVID hit, but that leadership was able to pivot our focus on live meetings to using technology to stay communicated with our members. We provided Zoom meetings, we offered virtual classes, and we grew to the number today of almost 500. Our programs, which are designed for our members who are art advocates, our artist members who are either emerging or intermediate, and we have a number of artists who are masters at their craft. Our programs are held mostly at the Art Place. The Art Place Gallery and the Art Place Studios are two buildings that are on Asheville Highway. The Art Place Gallery exhibits are held each month or most months. Occasionally we have some special events, but artists are able to exhibit their work in the Art Place Gallery. That gallery is located at 2021 Asheville Highway. We also have the Art Place Studios, where we have working artist studios and another event gallery space, and also our Glassman Clay Studio. We do community exhibits, and I'll mention some of those. Our Artscape banner program has been around for quite a while. Those are the colorful banners you see on the poles in downtown Hendersonville. The Open Studio Tour is held once a year, and it is an opportunity for the community to visit artists in their studios and see them at work and learn about their processes. The Art for Lunch program is a brown bag lunch opportunity to learn about different topics related to the world of art. We also do special collaborative events in the community and in our facilities. The Art Place Gallery, which I mentioned earlier, is at 2021 Asheville Highway. The exhibit in this picture is our Fabulous Fakes exhibit. We can hang up to about 140 pieces in this space. We host an opening event each month that coordinates with the opening of a new exhibit. This is a piece of one of our Fabulous Fakes, and I love to show this one because it shows you just how creative our artists can be. This is a fiber piece. It's needle felted, and it is a piece obviously based on Dali's expressive elephants. The library exhibits is one of our community exhibits. Those are typically 3-month exhibits that are held in the Henderson County Library. There are both 3-dimensional works and 2-dimensional works in all of our exhibits. At the library, there's always a theme. So each month we'll have a special theme. One series was red, white, and blue. We have a series that's somehow related to spring in the springtime. So every 3 months, it's a different theme. The Art Place Studios, which houses working artist studios, has a main lobby area where each working artist has an image of their work on display. The studios range from very small to very large. And often there are studios available. So if that's something you're interested in, you can check out what studios are available on our website. The Artscape Banner Program is for both adult and youth banners, and it's an annual program that is hung in the spring in downtown Hendersonville in the 7th Avenue district. The applications to submit your artwork for consideration for Artscape is typically in the fall. For most of our events, members get a discount if there are application fees associated with the event, like they are for Artscape. The Open Studio Tour, which happens once a year, unfortunately was postponed in 2024 due to Hurricane Helene, but it will be rescheduled for the spring, and then new dates will be announced. Again, this is an opportunity for artists to demonstrate in their studios, in their home studios, or in their commercial studios. And it's a very popular event. We have thousands of people who travel between the studios to meet the artist. For Art for Lunch, as with many of our events and exhibits, you do register online in the Art League system. So you will want to customize your password. When you join, you should receive a password that you can change, and you'll use that to log into our system and sign up for events like Art for Lunch. Art for Lunch is one of our free events. We do a variety of collaborative and special events throughout the year. The images in this slide are of the La Vie en Rosé exhibit, which was held at Mark Tree Winery. This exhibit was placed in a 30 by 60 foot tent. It took us days to set it up, but the results were quite spectacular. We had 140 works of art, and as you can see in the image, some of them were quite large and impressive. This event was a collaboration between the Symphony, the Arts Council, and Mark Tree, and it was a fundraiser for all three organizations. It was a very successful exhibit for us. It was a 4-day exhibit, and the whole event included music and dance. The event was opened with a gala in the Art League's tent with music and food, and it was a ticketed event, and it was a very successful event for us. I do want to tell a story about this particular community event. It was open to the public for 4 days, and one of the visitors brought his daughter, who unfortunately lives with his mother in a very underprivileged environment. This child had never been to an art exhibit, and during her walk through the artworks, she cried and she said to her father, "I had no idea people could make such beautiful things." When I heard that story, it just gave me chills. And it is a great example of how art can be impactful and the value of bringing art to our entire community. Hopefully, that child will develop a passion for art and find more ways to feel good. This is another collaboration at Mark Tree, actually. We will announce to our artists through our monthly newsletter various opportunities or calls for artists to apply for exhibits. The Art Fields exhibit is a very competitive annual exhibit that takes place in Lake City, South Carolina. This year, we had 4 of our artists selected to participate in the exhibit. One of them, the piece that you see in the right-hand side and also depicted in the image, is a very large wood sculpture that was accepted, and we wanted to make sure the community got to see all of these works. And Mark Tree agreed to install and have the sculpture on view for several months so that our entire community could see the spectacular work before it headed off to Lake City. I wanted to talk a bit about how the Art League is funded. We are a nonprofit organization, and we do apply for grants from various organizations. We have received grants from the North Carolina Arts Council for operational support, the Community Foundation of Henderson County, has been a strong supporter of the Art League, beginning with the Artscape banner program's first year. The foundation has funded electrical upgrades for our clay studio, operational support so we could implement our membership system and develop a new website and modify our accounting processes. The Travel and Tourism Bureau, which is essentially the visitor center in Hendersonville, has also funded a number of projects, including marketing for the Open Studio Tour and equipment for the Glassman Clay Studio. The Arts Council of Henderson County has also funded the Open Studio Tour, the Banner Program, and our Clay Studio. Dominion Energy provided a grant that covered our entire Artscape Banner program for 1 year. We've also received grants from Dominion Energy and the Western North Carolina Community Foundation. This is one of our individual donors, Teresa Thompson. She has provided sponsorship for a variety of banners over the years, and I just love this picture. You see the beautiful piece of artwork on the wall. Behind the banner, we do host an exhibit with the artwork from each of the banners on the month that the banners are hung. The young lady to the right was actually an intern for us over the summer, and she submitted a piece of artwork and was accepted. So this tells quite a story. We also fund the organization through your membership fees, exhibition fees. We do charge a commission on art sales. We have collaborative fundraising events like the La Vie and Rose event and our Lotto event, which happens each year. And this year we have our first bear in the downtown Hendersonville's Barefootin' auction. He will be auctioned in November, and all of the proceeds from the bear auction go directly to the Art League. The bear for this year was sponsored by one of our members and a couple of other individuals. This is Walt Slagle and artist Phyllis Vaughn moving the naked bear into the Art Place Studios room so that he can begin the process of being painted. This is Patsy Dupre. She and her husband John were sponsors for the bear. And this is Phyllis Vaughn and Patsy putting some texture and prepping the bear with the help from a little visitor in the studios. So there's 20 of them. Each bear is a whole different look, and they sit in downtown Hendersonville for about 5 months so that everyone can enjoy them. And this is our finished bear with Phyllis Vaughn. The face, which is realistic, is not Phyllis's style. It was done by Mary McCullough. This is an image from our first ever Lotto event, and as you can see, everyone is having quite a good time. The two women in the center, the woman in the pink shirt, Gail Smith, painted the piece, and Cherie Novak bought a ticket for $100 and won the piece. The way this lottery event works, we have more artwork than we have ticket sales. And when your ticket number is called, you get to choose a piece of artwork and you keep that artwork and take it home with you. We do juried shows from time to time. This is an image from our Celebrate Art juried show, and the piece of ceramic that won Best in Show is being inspected by a couple of visitors. The artist who created that piece also was accepted into the Art Fields exhibit and won one of the prizes at Art Fields. So our juried shows are regional, and they're open to not only our members, but to artists in the region. In the Art Place studios, we have a variety of studios, as I mentioned earlier. They range from small to large. Some are walled, some are open and adjacent to other artists. You can check our website to see if there are any studios available. We have 2 workshop rooms, and we do offer quite a variety of workshops for beginners, intermediates, and masters. We also have private and group lessons and a full clay studio with wheels and hand building. These are students in one of our mixed media classes. This is a jewelry class. The Glassman Clay Studio, as I mentioned, is a full service pottery studio. So not only are there classes, but there are clay memberships where you have 24/7 access to the studio and can use all of the equipment. This is an image of 5 students at work at the wheels in the clay studio. We actually have 10 wheels now. Both buildings provide space for community organizations to meet. We've hosted the Henderson County Art Teachers, the American University Women's Organization. We're hosting this year the Asheville Mardi Gras organization to get their materials put together. We've done special programs for WNC Cares and a variety of other organizations. So the spaces are available at a small fee. We have opportunities that we call drop ins. We have a collage drop in on Sundays, and we have life drawing with live models. And those events are held sometimes weekly, sometimes every other week. The schedules are included in our weekly newsletter. You do register for these, and you can see when the various drop ins will be occurring. We host critique groups in our community rooms. We have a number of critique groups that meet, and I think there's probably an opportunity for another one to grow with the way our membership has been growing. We do outings and field trips. We have a group of artists who are our plein air artists, and they post where they'll be painting for each outing, and anyone can join. They also participate in some of our special events. We would love to do more field trips. We're looking for someone to head up that activity. In the past, we've done trips to museums. We did a trip to Recraft in Greenville. It's a nonprofit organization that houses a variety of donated art supplies. And we actually rented the facility for the day and went and gathered materials and created art projects for our recycled, repurpose exhibit that we did. It was quite a bit of fun. This is the image of one of our VIP events. It was the unveiling of the wood sculpture at Mark Tree Vineyards. Any of our artists can also be donors and part of our VIP program. You can sponsor a banner or you can simply donate to the Art League funds for special programs. And occasionally we will host these special events that are attended by our VIPs. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We can always use people in the area of supporting our exhibits, um, processing the work as it comes in the door, helping with hanging the work, creating the price tags. We have a lot of administrative activities, entering names from the guest book into a database and filing and organizing our storage closets. As I mentioned, data entry. We have brochures for a variety of our events, and we have to distribute those to a variety of locations around town. We're always looking for people to do special social media, and we encourage all of our members to post about the Art League and our events in your own social media. We can always use support for manning the desk at our both of our buildings as a receptionist or a docent, and we can always use people who can do graphic design and website maintenance. So if you have any of those skills, and we'll talk about all of the opportunities for volunteering in the new member meeting. Here's one of our volunteers. Actually, here's several of our volunteers. This is a crew at the table doing the art show check-in. The gal standing closest to us is the chairperson of our open studio tour. That's Shannon Pagano. And across from her is Jerry Pagano. Jerry's probably given us thousands of hours. And if you spend any time at the Art League, you're sure to run into him. We wouldn't be where we are without our volunteers. This was the opening of the Glassman Clay Studio, and you'll see some ceramic platters hanging in the background. Those were created by Dr. Glassman. Dr. Glassman passed away about 2 years ago, and He was quite a clay artist in addition to being a very skilled physician. His wife, Barbara Glassman, pictured here, the blonde hair and the white sweater, arranged to donate his equipment, his kilns, his slab roller, his extruders, all of his hand tools, and his molds and his glazes to the organization so that we could launch the clay studio, which we named in his honor. So I look forward to meeting you at one of our new member meetings. I try to attend all of them along with our program managers. If I don't meet you at one of those, look for me at our openings and our special events. So again, welcome to the Art League. We're happy that you decided to join us.